All right, we can't have a show with Caleb Warden without some technical difficulties brought on by yours truly. It's okay. We're starting right now. Here we go, boys. Let's go.
Welcome to the Tomball VFW, and you're watching the So Smoking Gooder Show. Yeah!
All right, how awesome was that from the Tomball VFW drink? That is correct. What is up, everybody? Good evening, Gooder Gang. You know what time it is? It's a little after 8 o'clock. It is 8:30 on a Wednesday, and you know where to be. That is right here watching the very best fake internet barbecue show on the planet. You are watching and listening to the So Smoking Gooder Show. My name is Rob Arocha, and I'm coming to you from the Bullhorn headquarters in Cypress, Texas. I am damn glad you have found us 30 minutes later than usual, but whether you're checking us out on the Facebook or on the YouTube or on the Twitches, thank you for tuning in. We appreciate that. We've got lots to talk about, but before I get to any and all of that, let me introduce you to my show partner, Mr. Case Hahn. Let's hear it, Case.
What's up? I'll get out of the chat comments now. Chat comments were live, man.
Let's hear it, Case. 52,000 people. We are just now starting the show. That's what.
Right. That's how many people actually. We probably would have more if we started on time.
You know what? That is my fault. Let me explain. You know, we do have something very large coming up next week, and I was doing some prep work for that, and it got a little long, but then I got back here, and I'm thinking, All right, that's cool. I'll just hook up. We'll go. But, we did something that we haven't done very often in a while, and that is a live show. So none of my stuff was hooked up. So I had to hook it all up. So that's what's going on. Thanks for sticking around. I like the comment from Wes Reed. Dude, I know, Wes. I know. Kason, Rob was late. That is all. Yeah, that's it. That's it, everybody.
First comment, just so everyone knows who was actually late in this group.
I'm taking full responsibility for this. But, hey, shout out to last week's guest, Becky Atkinson. She tore it up with some dessert talk. That was some good stuff. She had a lot of cool insight. I actually got an email from somebody or a message saying, hey, that was really cool. What did she cook? And, you talked about it all last week. But then you had your old frat boy, Josh Schwager. That's his name? Frat buddy? What do you call him?
Fraternity brother.
Fraternity brother, frat boy for short, from Paradigm Brewery. That was awesome. What a great facility. That was awesome.
To Rob and Josh and all the guys. Great beer, by the way. Great beer. So, yeah. We've got to go back out there again, mainly just to drink more beer. So
no, I enjoyed the beer, man. It was really good, and that facility is top notch. I would love to go back. That'd be great. They welcomed us with open arms. It was awesome. Let me
they actually offered for us to do the show in the actual brew house, but it was kind of hot out there. So I think we go back in the winter time and we do the show in the actual brew house.
Absolutely. Before I do got to give a shout out to our guest tonight. We've got a somebody that is very he's killing it right now. He's been doing it for probably all of last year for certain. He is the IBCA 2021-2022 Points Chase champion or Cooker of the Year in the IBCA circuit. So that is Caleb Warden from Kickin Kajun Smokehouse. Long time coming, Case. Long time coming.
All he had to do was win 13 GCs, and he got it done.
We did say, hey, we were watching him 10, 11. He got to 12, and we said it. Caleb, get 13, and you're on the show. But that wasn't fair to Caleb. He's been killing it for a long time. He's a hell of a brisket cook. We'll talk to him in a little bit, but we'll get with that. Are you guys going to be okay, though, on the same screen? Same screen. I know y'all aren't in the same room at all, but there's a little rivalry brewing here.
What is the rivalry?
There's a rivalry. It takes two to tango, and, you have bested him in some brisket back in the day.
Yeah, and I think he finally made right on that. I had a rough brisket cook in Columbus. He did GC in my hometown. Those of you who are friends with me on Facebook or him, I actually went into town and congratulated him on the reader board in Columbus. All 3,900 people now know that he was the grand champion of the Columbus Cook-Off. So,
absolutely.
I'll have to get that out before he brings it up.
We are going to have Caleb on probably in about 5 to 10 minutes. Relax, all you Caleb fans, you Caleb fanatics out there. He will be on in just a minute. He's already in, and he's looking good, people. He's looking good. But we do have things to talk about. There's a lot going on.
Thank you for acknowledging Brian Fox, because I think he's watching. The one Caleb fan out there.
Is Brian watching? I'm
sure
Brian. Brian's recording on 3 different platforms right now, and I appreciate you, Brian Fox. We will get to the chat in just a second, I promise you. But there's lots going on surrounding this showcase. Tomorrow, 7/7/17, 5 years ago, was our very first show that we ever did on these fake interwebs. That was the very first So Smoking Gooder show with special guest. Who was that, Case?
Wade Whitlow.
Wade Whitlow, now retired.
Willing to come to the show that time.
Now retired Wade Whitlow. There is a rumor that he will be making an appearance at the 5-year anniversary party, which will be next week, which we will go over in detail a little later in the show. But I do want to remind you guys, our 5-year anniversary party. Our 5-year anniversary is tomorrow, but our 5-year anniversary party or celebration will be July 14th at the Rose Hill Beer Garden in Cypress, Texas.
That's
a lot
Thursday,
of you guys,
by the way, those who can't read a calendar.
it is a Thursday. I approved your Friday morning off, or take the whole day. Go ahead, take the entire Friday off. Just come out there and celebrate with us. We're going to have, there's a lot of people coming, man. There's a lot
Y'all need
of
to come out. I'm actually skipping bowling night for this, so I'm just throwing that out there. So I better see a bunch of y'all out there. My good friends at Tomball won't be seeing me at the bowling alley because I'll be at the show.
There's no show. It's a party. It's a straight up party. I was just there tonight checking out the grounds. It's going to be, they've got a lot of stuff planned for us for that party. Joey Machado is going to be throwing down some good eats. Grant Pinkerton from Pinkerton's Barbecue in Houston and San Antonio. He will be cooking along with Joey. And then we also have, there is a rumor, and it could be true. Ever heard of Brandon Ryder?
I know of Brandon Ryder.
Brandon Ryder will be out there cooking and stringing a guitar, possibly. I don't know.
I
don't know.
You're
I'm just saying.
Big time entertainment.
I'm just saying. You do not want to miss it.
Way in 5 years from Wade Whitlow and a monkey to Brandon Ryder.
If that happens, that will be that'll be a nice little arc of the show for certain. Again, that is next week on Thursday, July 14th, Cypress Rose Hill Beer Garden. A lot of you guys are coming in for the Hempstead Watermelon Festival, so make sure you come in a day early. Set up over in Hempstead. I've talked to Stephen Pfeiffer. He's all good with it. Set up a day early whenever you get there, and then come make that little 20-minute trip over to Cypress and come hang out with us, celebrate with us, and then, or Uber in. Just Uber. I don't know if they have Uber. Do they have Uber in Hempstead? I have no idea. But be safe, but come and hang out with us and party with us. I'm expecting a crowd of over 75,000. I'm just saying. That's what's going to happen at July 14th at the Cypress Rose Hill Beer Garden. All right, let's get to the chat real quick before we get to Caleb. First in, and that's not fair, but it's what happened right now. First in, and the one that did not happen was somebody. But first in on this show right now, Wes Reed. What is up, Wes Reed? Case Hahn, you were second in. Brian Fox. Did y'all install the extra wide zoom? Damn. Rob Time sucks. Roddy Trevino, you. How are you, Roddy? I was going to say you. Suck, Roddy. Scott Schiffel, what's up, buddy? All the way over from, that's Doxy Barbecue right there. Jared McCrory, hello. I will see you next week. Robert Michelle, how are you? Case Hahn back at it, Roddy. Stephen Pfeiffer, Greg Minotti, Brian Fox back again. Come on, guys. Oscar 3G in the house. Oscar, he doesn't tune in very often, but I am glad you're watching tonight, Oscar. Yes, we got an IBCA champion in the house tonight. Matt Carr, what is up, Matt? Corby Simpkins, hello. Who else we got? Bobby Delgado. Yes, we'll see Bobby. He's coming in all the way from San Antonio. He'll be in. Bill Purvis, can I start over? I already did. I started twice. Michael Sistruck. Ty Cobb coming from the Tomball VFW. What is up? Tom and Bell Clark. Hello. What is up? Manuel Moreno. Charlie. What's going on? Anna Brown Bryce. Congratulations, Anna. We will be saying your name a little later in the show. Who else we got here? Dub Marin. That's a new name. Hello. He's got his popcorn ready. That must be a Caleb fan. How are you? Thanks for tuning in. Cracker Barrel Barbecue from YouTube. Aaron Leslie. All right. I can't keep doing this the entire time, but I do want to say thank you very, very much for tuning into the show. We appreciate it. We're sitting at 77,000. Caleb, bringing the people. Last order of business, I got to give a shout out to the Grab 'em in the Brisket podcast. They had me on their show. It was released on Tuesday. You guys can check that out on all of your podcast formats. You can find Grab 'em in the Brisket. They interviewed little old me. Talks about the origins of this show. Case's name is also included on that, but it also talks about the origins of Bullhorn. barbecue. So if you want to check that out, you can find them on all podcast formats. Grab them in the brisket. You can find them at grabtheminthebrisket.com. But you guys, if you aren't following them on TikTok, make sure you do. It's a great follow, very hilarious, and it promotes Texas barbecue or barbecue in general. All right, Kason, how have you been, buddy? What have you been up to?
Buddy. Yeah, good to see you. It was good doing the live show with you last week. It was good to see everybody. But glad to be on with y'all tonight as I am anxiously watching the Astros on the TV to the right of me. Sorry, Rob.
It's okay. It's all right. All right, so we talked about the 5-year anniversary. We talked about our guest that was last week and one coming up here in just a minute. Guys, do us a favor if you're following us, whatever you're watching, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, hit that subscribe button, ring that bell, like us, follow us, do that, and share. We've got a great guest on tonight. Great deserving guest for a first-time guest on the show. And again, we will talk to him in just 1 minute because this is the time where we normally would do our sponsor shout-outs. And it is now this turn the page. I am going to give this another 2 weeks because I was out sick. If you guys don't remember, I missed a couple of shows and I was not able to promote getting our sponsor lineup done. But we do have an initial sponsor lineup. We do have RecTech. We'll welcome them back. Thank you very much. Cosmos Q Products. Welcome back. The Uvalde Briscoe Ranch Cook-Off at the Crossroads. Welcome back. Thank you so much. Texas Oil Dust. Aaron Leslie's Texas Oil Dust. Welcome back. We got a couple of new names right here. Texas Original Charcoal Products. We will talk about that in a moment. Welcome in, Texas Original Charcoal Products. Summer Moreno, Texas Farm Bureau Insurance. Thank you. Welcome in, Summer Moreno. We will talk about what she can do for you. Of course, we've got Eureka Heights Brew Company. Thank you very much. Welcome back. The Bull Printing Wraps and Graphics Wrap-Up Recap is still a thing, people. Welcome back. They have been with us since day one. The longest-running sponsor of this show. Thank you very much, Russell and Mary Muskis. Appreciate you. Dustin Stanley with the Barbecue Store and We Brand It Promotions. Welcome back, Dustin. And, of course, we got LC, Mr. Play the Clip from LC Barbecue Products. Welcome back. And Case Hahn with Texas Pepper Jelly. That is Craig Sherry's company. Welcome back. All right, so that is the initial sponsor lineup. Again, I am going to extend it a couple of weeks. If you guys, let me put that back up real quick. We have a grill company. We have a sauce and rub company. We have a cook-off. We've got a fine line of sauce and rubs. We've got insurance that can insure all of your barbecue assets. We've got beer. We've got the barbecue store, which can supply you all of your needs. We've got some phenomenal products from a world champion out there. We've got wraps and graphics and banners and tents, all of that. And we also have charcoal to fuel all of this. If you find that you can add to this, maybe you have a barbecue need that we haven't filled yet and you want to become a sponsor on the show, you can still reach out to me at rob@bullhornbbq.com. That is how you can get involved with the show. We would love to hear from you. But thank you so much to these sponsors for the 2022-2023 season. We are welcome and excited to have you on as a sponsor of the show. Okay. Fuck this, play the clip. All right. I will do that for you, Aaron Leslie, because you are a sponsor of the show. And I love your intro here.
Well, hello there. How you doing? I'm Aaron Leslie with Texas Oil Dust, and today you're watching the So Smoking Gooder Show.
Damn, Skippy, you are watching the So Smoking Gooder Show. Okay, enough of us and more of the guests. We told them it was going to be 15 minutes, and it's been 15 minutes. It is 8:43. We started this thing about 8:30. Why did we do that at 8:30 today, Case?
Because you were late.
Because I was late. But you know what? It happens. It can happen, and it did. All right, let's get this show as pretty as it can be. Let's put that right up there. Let's get the new banner up for Caleb Warden because he deserves all the love he's going to get tonight. All right, let's bring him on. You guys know of Caleb. Some of you love him. Some of you don't. That's fine. We're going to have him on the show right now. Let's bring him on. Mr. Caleb Warden from Kickin. Is it Caleb Hahn? What is going on there? I spelled your name wrong. Are y'all brothers? Did I not know this? Have y'all been playing me this whole time?
That's terrible. Brian is going to be pissed.
Caleb, can you talk? Are you on?
Yeah, I'm on.
All right, there you go. All right, Caleb Warden from Kickin Kajun Smokehouse. Had a previous name prior to that. What was your previous cook-off name that you went under?
Business as usual.
Business as usual. There you go. All right. Man, you've had a hell of a season, brother. One hell of a season. How are you doing? Welcome to the show. This is your first time. It has been a long time coming. You know, Case had a block on you forever. And I was like, let's bring him on, man. Come on. He's been killing it.
I think he knows otherwise.
Even when, it was not that. But yeah, Case, unblocked Case. We had a unblocked Caleb, and I finally broke through. So how are you doing, brother? What's going on?
Yeah, not much, man.
Caleb, do you believe any of that?
No, I don't.
There you go.
Not much, man. Just coming back from a rough weekend.
Yeah. Kev, do you think if you were the CBA Cookie of the Year that Rob would have been 30 minutes late to the show?
Probably not.
I just throwing it out there. I'm just speculating.
You know what? CBA, IBCA, show comes first, and I'm getting ready for my party, our party, Case, next week. But Caleb, congratulations, man. Again, hell of a year. You want to say anything besides I'm good? I mean,
no.
It's your first time on the show. What do you think about that? We're about to celebrate our 5-year anniversary. How long have you been cooking this thing?
2018. Wait. Yeah, 2018. The end of 2018.
All right. So again, a lot of people that watch this show have never seen you on the show. So please introduce yourself. Talk about your barbecue journey from when the beginning to where you're up now, and then we'll talk about what all you got going on right now, please.
Yeah. So, man, I bought a trailer 2018, and I, just like everybody else, I turned on Amazon Prime or Amazon and found Barbecue Pitmasters and sitting there watching it. I said, man, this is easy. I can do this. And went out to my first cook-off, not knowing anything about it. And it was the cook-off of all of them you wanted to go to, Danny Dietz. That was my very first one. I went in there completely blind, not knowing who was who. Just...
Don't tell me you got to walk there.
No, Lord, no. That was the year Craig Sherry won it, and that was the year Case's buddy Justin Margis reserved it.
Oh, him and I are close friends.
So I sat in my seat the whole time and just was, I think right next to me was Vince Colonetta, and that's when him and who was his partner at the time? Is it Jeff?
Who's that? Jeff. Vince and Jeff Capsack. Yes.
Yeah, Vince and Jeff. They were right next to me, and that was the first time I met them. They were very welcoming. Come in my trailer, try this, see this, and then seen Justin reserved it, and went home and just tried to figure it out. I didn't even spatchcock my chicken. I literally took it like a whole roaster you get from HEB and covered it in lemon pepper and butter. It was absolutely horrible. Didn't know what I was doing.
You did beer can chicken?
I almost thought about it. I should have. And it was horrible. And, I said, well, I got to figure out what I need to do. So I started digging, and I found Justin Margis, and I said, I'm going to take his class. Spent $500, went and took his class. And the moment we spatchcocked the chicken, I said, okay, I've been doing it all wrong. So that was my first and only class that I really actually ever took. And so once I learned, the basics of trimming and how to trim out a chicken and the brisket and the ribs, don't ever go off temperature on brisket and go off feel 90% of it, I just started hitting it, and I didn't stop, man. I got addicted. Then I got my very first walk, which was Kids Unlimited, and it was the second place chef's choice, and that's what really got me hooked. I said, okay. So I just kept doing it. I was addicted, and it just week in and week out. I mean, I don't think I've missed a cook-off in like 3 or 4 years. Actually, I have, but I was opening my other restaurant, and it in the middle of opening that restaurant, people were still trying to chase, and I was popping in trying to catch these small ones, and I just couldn't catch up, and I landed 13th overall. But I was in the middle of opening a restaurant, so I mean, I missed probably 12, 11 cook-offs that year. That's when the old IBCA system was, when you had to keep cooking, and your points, built up, and they, you could cook 50 events and be Cooker of the Year because you had 25 points from that one cook-off. So.
I'll ask you about that later, but go ahead.
Never stopped, man. I just kept hitting it. I loved it. It's fun. I was making money. I just week in and week out, lots of do's, lots of don'ts. Use this rub, don't use this rub. Then start, man, I want to make my own rub. Playing with it. Just really all it is, man. Just like everyone else gets addicted to it. Like Phil and all them guys, and you stop. You don't stop. You're just addicted. So
how much do you find yourself changing from what you learned, shadowing Justin and his class to, have you seen your own, you don't have to go in details on your recipes, but have you seen your own, recipes evolve? Have things changed?
Oh, yeah.
Have your techniques changed?
Absolutely.
In that time, I think, this sport, as soon as you think you have something figured out, somebody figures out a new way to do it. How much, you don't have to go in the details, but how much have you found yourself changing the way you go about from what you learned originally?
And absolutely. You look at what you learned at the end of 2018, 2019 from that class, and you're like, and then you compare what I was just cooking last weekend in the Trinity, and you're like, wow. I mean, it's like night and day difference. Like, I would never go back to that class, but it's crazy how it's evolved, and you got to evolve with barbecue, because it's changing. So,
yeah, but you kind of mentioned he was doing a spatchcock, so you learn techniques from there, and that's kind of what I think classes are for. But it's something that you learn from him that you're kind of probably accelerated your learning curve to where you're at right now.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. That was the foundation. That was the starting point, and then it was the rest of my job to evolve myself in cooking week in and week out, taking a lot of risk, taking a lot of gambles, ruining chickens, ruining briskets, wasting a lot of meat, and then when it just starts hitting it don't let off. I mean, just don't really change it, only change the quality where you go, like I go down, if I go to a smaller event in a small town, of course, hey, don't take a Wagyu, take prime, that kind of mentality. But it's just.
Do you, after this just remarkable run this year, and congratulations again, starting in 2018, 13, you have a GC total since you started?
Even if non-sanctioned, I don't know, I'd probably say over 80, 70, 80, somewhere around there.
And now you're sitting there, you've got, an IBCA, Cook of the Year award that's coming for you. Do you still, when you got through this season, and it's got to be it's a gauntlet, right? Did you wake up the next week and go, God, do I really need to tow this trailer, or do you still have that fire to go?
I still got that fire to go. It's fun. The problem I'm going to run into this year is I've got 13 GCs, and all of them are free entries. So, they're going to be calling me going, hey, you got a free entry? And I'm like, all right, let me go grab a brisket. I'm saving $250 right there just off of a free entry. So, my first one was who's called Victoria, Quail Creek and Moulton. Them two are the two coming up. They emailed me, hey, man, you GC'd it last year. You're going to come out, get a free entry. Why the heck not? If you're going to twist my arm, sure, I'll be out there. So it's this is the only downfall, but I don't think I'll stop anytime soon. I'll definitely slow down just a little bit, but that's my weekend piece. Some people take the boat out, some people golf.
All right, Caleb. Caleb, so you mentioned 2018. You had that class with Justin. When did it turn around? You kind of mentioned a little bit, but when did that spark happen to where you started realizing, hey, I can do this, or you started winning more than you were losing, or placing higher than you were. When did that happen to you, and how did that affect your cook? I mean, what does that do to your mentality? Because it takes winning a few or placing high in a few of these things to really turn that tide as to I'm just having fun or trying to do this, to where you actually want to start chasing some stuff.
Yeah. Oh, so yeah. 2018, I was number 8. I had to look at my chair behind me, my top cook chair. I was number 8 in IBCA. I'd made top 10 my year and a half of cooking. Technically my first year of cooking. I made 28. I made 8th place. And so I think it was mid 2018 when I first took that class, and then I just started hitting, and then I just watched me climb up the ranks, 20th. Then when I got into 13th and 12th, I was like, man, I can do this. I can do it. And that was the year where Jim Fly and them, their membership lapsed, and they lost like 4 or 5 cooks. I think it was him, and it might have been Paul Whitaker. I think it was them too that their membership lapsed at their last 4 or 5 cook-offs, so their points didn't count because their membership lapsed. I felt bad for them guys, and that I was number 11, but luckily for them, not luckily, but for them, their membership lapsed, and it knocked them down to like 11, 13 or something like that, and it bumped me up to 8. But after that point, it's just changed. It evolves, and just keep going with the punches.
Yeah. So year and a half in, you're hitting in the top 10 right there. And yeah, I remembered that actually. We talked about that on the show about the membership lapsing case. That seems to be an occurrence where membership lapse and it starts something, or it has a domino effect with something else. But no, that's pretty strong going in a year and a half in. So, and back then you kind of mentioned it wasn't a top 10 or your top 10 finishes or your top 12 finishes, whatever it is in IBC. I'm not 100% sure. But back then it was you cook more,
you get more points.
You have a better chance of winning more often, and then your points just accumulate. So what do you think about that system versus where we're at right now?
Man, I like the 12-point system. You don't have to cook 45 events, and it was when they accumulated your points. Let's say you hat trick, you got 30 points. That went towards your overall. That's how it stacked. So you had to hit, but then you had to cook every weekend because his guys were driving everywhere. That was the year that was still like that. So I was all over the state of Texas. It felt like, because I couldn't take a weekend off because it was so tight, because we were all cooking to catch. When we were all cooking to get 18, 19 points, sometimes you only get 15. So it made the window a little bit smaller because we were only getting 15 to 20 points per cook.
Right.
Versus 12, and you get a GC, and there's 50 teams, you get 1,100 points, and the margin is so much bigger.
All right, real quick, there are a lot of questions coming in for you, and I will get to them. I'm highlighting them. So don't worry, guys. Keep bringing the questions in, and I will ask Caleb, and we'll see if we can get an answer from him. You got a lot of questions coming in, buddy. Pickled eggs from Twitch. What is up, fellas? How are you doing, man? Nice to have you in. Yeah, all over the state. Okay.
Well, let's get to the point why there's so many people watching tonight. Caleb, why do you think you tend to rub people wrong in this barbecue community?
Man, I think it's because people read stuff on Facebook, and you don't get a tone from internet. You don't get a tone from Facebook. You can't. I could read a comment on Facebook and it goes, you're going to read it in your mind of how you want to read it. It's not really what it is. And I joked around a lot. I mean, that's my spirit, man. I was always the class clown. I was always getting in trouble for joking around and just talking smack. But I just, I got to tell people, you got a problem with me, that's all you. That's all you, man. I don't got a problem with nobody out there. You don't like me. You don't like me because you don't like me. I mean, it is what it is. And I'll tell you right now, man, the first person was, man, we were at Moulton. Eddie Morales walked up to me and goes, man, dude, people are talking smack. And I look out for that guy. And he sat down and started drinking a beer with me. And Eddie flat out came out and was like, man, you my boy. You know that? He's like, I mess with you, He's like, I got you. And ever since then, me and Eddie we're boys, man. Eddie's my boy, And so he was like, man, people just need to sit down and talk to you and just figure out the real you instead of just reading something on Facebook and them adding their own tone to it versus, what
all
it
right,
really is.
all right. I'm not going to let you get off the hook that easily, Caleb. I've never had a problem with you. Never have had a problem with you. But you do love your comments. Some of your comments out there are purposely sent out there. And you kind of mentioned you're the class clown. You like to do that. So some of the stuff you put out there is divisive, and it's something that you purposely put out there to do that. And I know guys that are like that. My buddy, good old Top Fan Tony is another one. and I've never had a problem with you either. Any face-to-face conversations you and I have had have been all awesome. I personally, and I've said it, I was like, man, he's awesome face-to-face. It's just the persona online. And it's and I get it. It is fun to ruffle feathers and do that. And it's great it's good entertainment. Trust me, I love it when you do it. But it's just, I'm not going to say that it's a tone thing. You don't just kind of own it when you want to, if you want to at all.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with you 100%. I do. Ruffling feathers are fun. You come out to a cook-off and, hey, man, you said that on Facebook. Well, here's a beer. Let's bust some more balls. So, that's happened a lot. That's happened a whole lot. Even back in the day, Stephen Oler, man, he was messaging Josh, and he's like, that dude's an asshole, I don't know why you hang out with him. And Josh Wilkinson was like, man, just get to know him, man. And if y'all know me and Josh, man, we were like brothers, man. I was at his house for weeks, man. He would never let me go home. And, I still love him like my brother, and he's still one of my best friends. But after that, he told Stephen Oler, man, hey, go to him cook-off and talk to him, man. And then ever since then, man, me and Stephen Oler, man, he calls me probably once a week, Just
Are there any guys that have not yet to have that beer with you to where you are still, you got some rubbing? We always say Tony likes to rub guys. Are there any guys that you've rubbed that are still, Tony rubs guys all the time, but is there any guys that you've rubbed that are still not accepting to the rubbing?
I mean, there was that one time at the porta potty in Trinity, but we're not. I guess we're not gonna talk about that kind of rubbing, but I don't do the Tony Tanache rubbing, sword fighting and all that. No, man. I just, like I said, like I tell people, man, if I ever offended you, I don't know what to tell you. Go. I don't know. Go smoke a joint, calm down, or something. I don't know what to tell you. Like I said,
have a beer, or have a beer with you,
or have a beer with me.
Do you feel like you've become less confrontational, or you feel like you've just been the same guy? For the rest, I mean, we're cordial. We said hello. I congratulated you, sent you messages back and forth, especially after Columbus. But I can go back. Anybody associated with Justin Margis, I didn't like, and probably still don't like, and that's that's just me. If we all understand that, but but have you felt, is it you think people are coming around to you, or do you feel like, man, maybe I don't need to ruffle as many feathers in barbecue?
And I just learned that, like Josh told me, man. Josh told me, lay off of Facebook and Let your cooking do the talking. And so I just stopped. And, I feel like I've toned down a lot. Who hit it? So, yeah, I feel like I've toned down a lot. So,
is your agent telling you to be quiet?
No. We got a drawing. We got a drawing at my bar that's called Queen of Hearts. And the pot was over $10,000, and we just had somebody hit it. So
nice.
So we had a patron that comes into our bar that won the pot. So she just got $10,000. So, but
that's a hell of a deal.
That's a lot better than pool tabs.
Case, anything else you want to ask about that? We're gonna hit some questions for Case.
Yeah, hit the questions.
All right. Let's see here. All right. So Josh Hale asked, so you've only taken one class, sir? Is that an in-person or an internet class?
I've taken one class in person. I mean, if you define internet class, I mean, you watch them. I mean, you can watch YouTube videos.
YouTube, baby. YouTube University.
You can call it a class, I think I bought. What did I buy on barbecue pants? Because it went to which one goes? Is it Roberts that goes to Joey's?
You bought Robert Smith's class?
Well, just because the funds go to Joey's Texas Chrome Heroes, and
yes, it does.
My father was in the Navy, and so
yes, it does. Nice.
So I think that's the only one I've bought off there. But to this day, I don't even own a bottle of Robert.
Well, there's another one, Tech Robert Smith class. It's cool. You and Robert have had some head button a little bit, but hopefully there's one day where y'all can.
Oh man, this past weekend when he was there at Trinity with us, I congratulate him. He walked by, give him a fist bump, and I ain't got no hard feelings against Robert.
That's good. He is a hell of a cook. Did you see his dead ass last brisket?
Yeah. And so, I think that was the only real class that was on there. I mean, it's two whole totally different cooking techniques. He cooks on drums at 600 degrees, and I cook on a Jambo at 275. So, I mean, it's not.
Well, that brings Jared McCroy's question. What do you cook on? What other than Jambo? You mentioned Jambo, but talk about your Jambo and what else you got.
So it's an enclosed Jambo. It was actually Jamie's personal one, and then Tommy Houston owned it and took it to Vegas and cooked on it. And then I bought it from a guy named Dwayne in Amarillo. I begged him, and all I've ever owned. I mean, that's all I cooked on for the past couple of years. And then I've got a drum I cook chicken on, and then good old trusty Weber. I'll get a wild hair at bass and cook chicken on like I did at Livingston. And
is it a race crew drum?
No, it's your buddy. It's a Dr. Smoke drum. Just because it's it's so easy to use though. You plug in the Guru and it's done.
Chad Warden, your brother, who does he give credit to that helped him get where he is?
I think this is the setup.
No, I mean I give credit to man. When I first started off, me and Butter came real close. Butter's my boy. Then that goes that falls back to Butter cooks a certain way. He cooks on a vault at different temperatures, and he cooks on a rec tech at the beginning, and it's a whole different process.
Rec tech.
He's one of the ones that kind of helped me along the way, but you eventually learn that you don't like that technique, and you just kind of not do it, and you just kind of do your own thing. People can say, oh, well, they helped you along the way. Yeah, they help you a little bit, but then you eventually learn, like, that's not hitting. So I got to do something that's going to fit my cooking style that I can execute. Because you can take all the classes you want in the world. You could take every single barbecue class that's out there. You still got to go out and you got to execute. You still got to go. You got to pick the right meats. You got to pick the good meats. But you still have to execute it, no matter how many classes you take. That's my mentality on it.
Now, this is a guy who has a class coming, correct?
Yeah. So we're dropping a class, and I have rubs that I have used this whole season that I've been building, and we're going to be doing it at my bar, and it comes with a $50 bar tab each day. It comes with dinner one night, and it comes with breakfast and lunch the next day, and it's going to be going down at my one of my businesses, my bar that's right here in LaPorte. So, but like I said, to get back to where, who do you help along the way? Like I said, Butter, Josh, he kind of held my hand a little bit, he was the guy that was like, hey, let's try this, putting our minds together. And then, hey, this don't work. Let's toss that. Or, Butter telling me to put white grape apple juice in my ribs. And no, I'm not doing that no more. No, I'm not doing it. It's absolutely horrible. You get help along the way, but you eventually still learn the way you like it.
A lot of those guys really enjoyed KCBS. Do you see that as a direction that you want to possibly take, or are you still where do you go now? I mean, is IBCA still considered a challenge to you?
No.
Something you want to take her with?
No. So I mean, the whole reason why I stuck with IBCA this year is because I cooked the first 2 of them and I GC'd them, and I said, "Oh, I mean, like old Captain Kelly said, if you're hitting, ride that wave, So I kept hitting, and I took a weekend off, and I came back and I reserved one, and then I GC'd the next one, and before I knew it, I was 3 months in, and I had 5 GCs, and I'm like, holy cow, I got a big lead on this, Why give it up? Let's keep going. And so I've been wanting to do CBAs, and then I went and did CBA not too long ago. I did that tomball doubleheader. I pulled up Saturday night after cooking IBCA and cooked Sunday there, and I was exhausted. And I said, man, I was half asleep. I was wore out. I said, man, it's my first CBA. I just want one walk. I just want to hear my song, because it's absolutely cool how you're not listening for a ticket number. You're listening for the first 2 seconds beats of that to drop.
Right.
And you're like, oh, come on, is it my song? Is my song? Is my song? And then I hit 7 chicken out at Tomball in my first CBA, and I was like, okay, this is cool. I like this. Absolutely. I can do this.
What is the song, by the way?
It's actually Mike Jones back then, because when I first started, I said, man, there's nothing more appropriate. Back then, they didn't want me. Now I'm hot. They all want me. So it just seemed fitting,
Yeah, that's a good Houston tune.
Yeah, it's good Houston tune. So can't go wrong with that. But
I got a question for you, Kayla. What is your we all have picked up a lot of things over the years, but what is something that has stuck with you that you learned early on that you still kind of apply? What is one of some of the best kind of techniques or advice you got early on that you still kind of apply right now while you're successful?
Man, it's really 2 things. It's start with good meats. I am OCD about picking my meats. I've got to have it, Kevin Green out of Florida has sent me so many briskets to my door. It's unreal. And that's what I use, it's starting with good meats and taking your time and making sure that you're hitting your marks. That's what it is. Execution is critical.
So what kind of beef they raising in Florida that you're shipping in briskets from Florida?
They're the A9s. They're the Australian A9s.
The Australian way A9. That's what I hit in at the Royal from the butcher shop. Australian A9.
Yeah, they've been phenomenal. I mean, I love them. I mean, I think this year I had, I don't know, between IBCA and non-sanction cook-offs, I probably had, I don't know, I think I counted it, 22 first-place briskets. So, I mean, and 75% of them was with an A9. So, they're magical, man. I love them. So,
do I even want to know what an A9 runs you shipped from Florida?
Man, not bad. I get 3 of them shipped to my door, 2-day air, and it's $600.
Fair enough.
It's not bad, and it's shipped to my door. I don't got to go out and drive around and try to find ones that, and I used to go to Stone Cold Meats, and we'd have to dig through his freezer, and sometimes there'd be good ones, sometimes there wouldn't be, and I'd have to sit there and keep coming back, and hopefully he got a new box in. But Kevin Green hand picks them for comp guys, for people like us that do this every weekend, and he hand picks them to know that you'll be happy with them and ships them to your door. So I know when that cooler on dry ice gets here, I know everything in that box is comp ready. But they're not trimmed out. I'm OCD. I have to trim my own brisket. So I think that if you're going to be a top cook, you got to at least know how to trim a brisket,
Well, there he goes. I'll never be a top cook.
Case orders them straight from Lugo. Straight from Lugo. Hey, real quick, we are going to get Caleb. You got time, right? You're not going anywhere, are you?
No. No, no.
All right, we got some more time with Caleb, guys. Continue to put your comments. I am starring them, meaning I'm going to ask them here in a minute. We have 12 that are still on the books to be asked. Please continue to ask questions to Caleb. We are going to take a quick minute here in just a minute, but I do want to post our new sponsor lineup.
Kickin Kajun Smokehouse.
We have not done the sponsor spot yet, but check this out. Let's get where's it at? Let's put that sponsor lineup back on, and then we got some cool little boom. There we go. All right, so we got RecTech is back. Welcome back, RecTech. Cosmos Q products. The Briscoe Ranch Cook-Off at the Crossroads. Of course, we have that upcoming event segment coming up. Texas Oil Dust. Aaron Leslie's in the house right now. Thank you, Mr. Aaron Leslie, for sponsors. Texas Original Charcoal Products. I just met with Joey Machado today. He's going to be throwing down at our 5-year anniversary. Can't wait for that. I hope you guys are going to attend. It is going to be a blast. We will talk about that a little later as well. Summer Moreno with Texas Farm Bureau Insurance. She can insure all of your barbecue assets. Not only that, your home and auto. Not only that, she can do life insurance in 14 states. So contact Summer Moreno. You guys know her as the better half of Chingon Barbecue with Manuel Moreno. Of course, we got Eureka Heights. They are back. Thank you very much with your fine brewskis. Bull Printing Wraps and Graphics. Been with us since day one. Thank you to Cheeto and Mary Muscuse. Dustin Stanley is back with the barbecue store and We Brand It Promotions. The shirts that hopefully you all ordered that will be arriving at the 5-year anniversary party will be supplied by We Brand It Promotions and the barbecue store. Of course, we got LC Barbecue. Play the clip. Mr. Phil Breeden is back. And Case's sponsor, Texas Pepper Jelly. He is a brand ambassador for Texas Pepper Jelly. So, Case, let's talk about some of our awesome sponsors. It's great to have a lot of them back, and we got some newbies back in the house. Let's get, let me figure out how to get this back on here. Oh, that's why. There we go. Boom. There we go. Case, what you think about that, buddy?
Yeah, it's good to have a bunch of them back, a couple new faces in there, and looking forward to talking about those products all year long.
Absolutely, and we've got a lot of more questions from Caleb Hahn, as it says out there, but that we all know him as Caleb Warden. But we will take just a quick, I'm going to play the 3-minute, but I'll be back in about 2 minutes, and we'll be back with Caleb to finish this show and talk about some of your questions that you have lined up. But y'all stick around. We're going to continue this here right behind this break. Here we go. All right, I lied. I took the full 3 minutes. Thank you for most of you guys for sticking around. If you guys did not stick around, you're going to miss out for the great remainder of the show. Josh Wilkinson in the house. Kill him with your cooking. Apparently that's a saying. Man, what a great painting of Josh. Look at his profile picture. That is a great painting of Josh Wilkinson. I love it. Is there a restroom break? Yes, there is a restroom break. How are you? All right, so don't kill 2 fireballs with Anthony Friday night. That boy takes naps. Don't even know what that means. All right. Jeremiah Price, when are you going to come cook in SCA with me? He's talking to you, Caleb.
Yeah.
I know you ain't talking to me.
I like SCAs. I've only done a few of them. I did Bedford. That was one of my favorite contests where you had SCA Friday, IBCA Saturday, and KCBS Sunday. I know you remember it. Up there in Bedford Blues. And
yes, I remember that. Yeah, that was
that
great.
was my favorite event. I loved it.
That was a fun event. It had
was a fun event. And
yeah,
they took it away.
steak and a couple KCBS.
That was one of the few KCBSs that I've done. That Humble Rodeo. And
all right, so let's get to some questions, Caleb. All right, Roddy wants to know, when did y'all go eat Chinese food at IBCA banquet? Was that 2018? Who knows?
That was
That's not a real
2018.
question.
We went to like some Flying Dragon, and it was me, Roddy, Fred, Ernest, Star. Yeah.
Is this a buffet?
No, it wasn't a buffet.
I was going to say,
Did they make you leave? I'm just saying.
Yeah, I'm just going on the list of guys that are walking in the room.
Yeah, they would have definitely made us left if it was me, Roddy, and Fred, and Ernest, and all these heavy set barbecue guys walking to eat a buffet. Yeah, they definitely would have lost that.
All right, what is your? This is a question I want to ask. What is your relationship to the Russians? And when we had our summer, the Pitmasters, the virtual Pitmasters Texas virtual showdown. Let's be honest here. It's over. It's never going to happen again. Not true. It might happen again once Facebook gets their shit together. But what happened there? Because do you even know 50,000 people in your life right now? I mean, what's going on there?
I don't
All
know
Russian names.
How much did that cost you? How much did those shenanigans cost you, Caleb?
But there is Facebook groups that are for polls and stuff. It's just like joining the Facebook group for, Deer Park, Texas moms. I mean, I'm in a lot of Facebook groups.
With the Woodlands Wine Women Club.
The women's wine.
Yeah.
the women's wine club. Yes.
Woodlands Women Wine Club. Yeah, that kind of group. There's
Why not?
And I'm in a lot of groups, so I just started sharing links. I don't know where these people live. I'm just sharing links. I'm doing what everyone else is doing. I'm out there pushing my polls, and
Pushing my polls.
if it's working, it's working.
Well, I tell you what, you and Carlo Casanova had the most epic battle between the Russian Federation and probably the Chinese Federation. It was great. I mean, y'all went from like every minute I looked and refreshed, there was like 3,000 more votes, and I was like, I have no idea how this is ending.
Oh man, that was fun though. Butter did it too. Butter had a lot of people.
Admission. I knew I was gonna get it.
No, I'm not admitting to. No, I didn't buy votes. I was in Facebook groups. I don't know where Butter got his from, but I noticed a lot of people from Bangladesh started voting. And I'm like, dang, Butter, where are these people from Bangladesh coming? It's like Cheniere Energy from Bangladesh is really firing off. And I'm like, those guys don't work for Cheniere Energy because he works for Cheniere Energy.
He really tied into those shoe factory Bangladesh.
Yeah, he did. But, it just pays to be in the right Facebook groups,
Okay. All right, let's get some more questions from the chat. Thank you very much for tuning in. Renee Gonzalez, congratulations. I will be saying your name in just a minute. A 2-day champion. Hashtag Blow and Smoke AP Rub. Cannot have a So Smoking Gooder show without that. Ty Cobb, I'm at home tonight. I became a grandfather today. Thank you. That is amazing, Ty. Congratulations on becoming a grandfather today. That's great. Travis
with Caleb, but fine.
Travis Usry. I know it's not a question, but these are just comments that for us. First show I've watched in a year. Damn, he's been protesting and thank you for bringing him back, Caleb, Mr. Travis Usry. How do you say his last name, Caleb?
Usry.
What?
Usry.
He's a true secret fan of Caleb.
All right, Uwe Braun, congratulations on 5 years. Thank you very much. Here's one. What date are you teaching your class? You touched on it, but what did you say a date? What date are you teaching your class?
August 26th and 27th.
And that is going to be where again?
It's going to be at my bar and grill here in LaPorte. We got a flyer that's about made, and I'll start sharing it.
So if I show up to your class and then win the IBCA showdown, will I ever be able to live that down?
I don't know. You might be able to win Columbus with it.
Thanks.
All right, here's a question from Ed Foster. With the Trinity Cook-Off being less than 50 teams, do you feel that cook-offs are on the downfall or just still impacted by gas prices and COVID, or more cooking sanctioning bodies diluting cook-off sizes?
I think cost is a big part of it. I mean, I know myself. Diesel's $5 a gallon, and I drive an F-350 and I pull a 42-foot trailer, so it's not cheap by any means. I think a lot of people are saving their pennies right now because they don't know where Case's president is taking us. So
that's low.
We don't know. Some people are saving their pennies. Trinity, there definitely wasn't a slouch of cook there. So I mean, definitely wasn't no easy cook off by any means.
Even when I showed up,
man, it was horrible. First day I didn't even get a walk, and I just first day I ran some new recipes. I said I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna play with it a little bit. Let me see what I'm gonna do. So I started playing with it and tweaking it and just trying to play around. This is the first cook after the points chase. I've already took first place. I'm gonna go play with it. Day one, 19th chicken, 20th something ribs, and 19th brisket. So wasn't too bad. And then day two, I was like, okay, I'm not playing with it no more. I'm just gonna run. I'm gonna run what I always run. 17th chicken, first ribs, and 20th something brisket. So
that first rib felt good. I could see the relief on your face, though. That
was, man, I was like, man, these ribs are mine. They're good, Just if it did feel good, especially in that crowd, because that was definitely a who's who cook.
It was pretty. It was stacked by every means of the word. It was stacked. All right, Roy Velasquez. All right, what cook-off is your favorite to cook in?
Like I said, it was Bedford, and they took it away. But I don't know. I seem to cook Molson every year. It's literally like cooking in the devil's dungeon, but it's hot, it's miserable, it's fun, but I like it. Pearland's not bad. Kids Unlimited. That's not a bad cook-off. I've always cooked that one for year. Actually, that's a GC that one this year. That was my first time to GC it, and so I think that's probably one of my top cooks too. Just a good cook-off, and it's a good cause.
I don't know if you how often you watch this show, but I've always said that one of my favorite ones to cook is one that I've never had success in, the Danny Deeds Memorial Classic. What do you think about that one?
That is a great one. I cooked that one the very first year, like I said, when I first started cooking, and I haven't cooked it since. I don't know why. I think
you haven't cooked it since.
I think because they changed locations. I loved it being out at Fort Bend County Fairgrounds.
No, it was nice out there.
It was nice.
It's fucking hot.
It was hot, yeah, but I liked it. And then now that I've got a little bit more experience under me, I'll go cook it this year. I'm probably going to cook it this year.
I will be there.
I will be there as well.
Tom and Bell Clark, thank you, Caleb, for coming to Tom Ball VFW. Drink. Caleb, are you going to change your comp team name?
Probably not. No.
Kind of leads into the next question. Are you still with the restaurant? What is your restaurant? As Jared McCrory was asking as well.
It's a bar and grill, and it's also lots and lots and lots of bukus of crawfish, snow crab, Dungeness crab, shrimp. We used to sell barbecue daily, and then barbecue just got absolutely insane. And you sit down and look at numbers and profit loss margins, and you look at it, and you're going, okay, I'm making $2.15 a plate for 18 hours of work for cooking brisket. I'm not doing this anymore. So, hats off to Ernest and them guys, because I talked to Ernest 2 weeks ago and I said, man, how do you do it, man? I don't know how. I said, you got a partner in this, and I had like no hands in it. And I mean, I was barely scraping by, and you got 2 hands in it, 2 sets of hands in it. I said, man,
Have you been out there yet?
Oh, absolutely.
It's great.
I've been there several times.
It's phenomenal. It really is. All right, Mikey Ramirez, did you teach your barbecue skills to Brian Fox? If so, is Brian your first student?
Yeah, he's your
Padawan?
Call him my first students. He already kind of knew how to cook coming from Lone Star to IBCA. So there was a little bit of, little guide here and there helping him out. But, he picked up pretty quick. He's still a good cook. So he catches on pretty quick.
All right. So I got a question for you now. We've answered so far. If you guys have questions, please continue to put them in there. We did hit almost 100,000 K, Caleb, so you did bring the crowd so far tonight. We still have time. Please, guys, if you want to continue to share this, please do share this. Let's bring some attention to our sport and this great guest we have tonight, Caleb Hahn. Let's get him on here and do that. But, Caleb, so you've done it. Like I said, you've already climbed the mountain in IBCA. Case kind of asked that question earlier. What is your next challenge? But what do you think of, you said you did one CBA. What do you think about, A, the different sanctioning bodies in Texas, and B, is there something that maybe attracts you as far as a cooker, or is it a challenge, or is there anything else out there that maybe, I don't know, get you going as far as maybe another challenge for you?
Man, another challenge is, I don't know. I mean, I'll definitely do some CBAs this year. I do know that. I love KCBSs. They're fun. It's the hype of, hey, I turn in chicken. Hey, your ribs got to be glazing by the time you go and turn in chicken. Like, it's just that.
Yeah, it's different.
That rush, man. And then the 2:15, you're sitting down and you're like, oh my God, what a rush. Brisket's turned in. Awards are in 45 minutes. And I loved it. My first one was the cancer one they had out at Montgomery County, and I hit 4th chicken. Man, I got lucky. And then I went and did Humble Rodeo when it was KCBS, and everybody and their mama was there. Travis Clark and Fred and Roddy, and all them guys were there. And I managed a 6th place ribs. And for some reason, knock on wood, I've always gotten a walk in KCBS. It might not have been a very high walk, but it's always been a walk. And the first year I cooked Humble, I hit 1st place open and won like $1,400. So that's what really hooked me onto KCBS, and it's fun. I like it. They weren't so far away. That's the only downfall.
All right. Very nice. You kind of talk about the KCBS scene. Casey, you have a question for him before we continue to ask some from the comments here? Case is just in awe of you, Caleb.
Yeah, I know.
I'm just going to leave that right there.
It looks like he did that awards in Columbus.
Just sitting there watching you?
Yeah. When that 1st place brisket dropped, that was the look. That was the look he had.
I don't know what happened to him, but he just dropped. Mad. He'll be
talk about Columbus.
He'll be checking in a minute, but let's talk about real quick. Matt Carr's in the comments. Lance Vincent was there with you as well. You guys as a group, I don't know, I'll just say that, but as a group cooking for Getting Sauce Cookers, y'all hit 1st place chicken at the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo. Talk about that moment. Talk about that day real quick as far as just the chicken is concerned, but how did y'all do in the other categories, real quick, and then hit on that whole chicken day real quick?
We were top 20 across the board in all 3 meets.
Oh, wow. Y'all had a great cook.
Yeah, it was a phenomenal cook. I was sick, man. Every single night at the rodeo, I was in bed by 8 o'clock. I mean, luckily my trailer was parked in our spot, so all I had to do was go to my front section, crawl up to my bed, turn the AC on and fan on, and go to bed. I didn't have to go across the street to Astroworld and do like we all did last year. But oh man, I was sick, man. In Houston this year, it was rainy, it was cold, it was miserable. I was sick, so it wasn't COVID or nothing. It was just, man, my ears were hurting. I just was completely under the weather, and they used
How do you
all
know it
my
wasn't
charcoal.
COVID?
Yeah, it wasn't COVID, and they used all my charcoal for steak that night. This is a true story. They used all my mesquite charcoal for steak night, for sponsor night. So here we are getting ready for chicken, and I said, "Man, I need mesquite lump charcoal for this chicken. It's in my recipe. I got to use it. There's a hint." So I call everybody. I call Adam. I call Phil. I call Bill. I call Butter, and I'm sitting there calling all these people. And last person I called was Phil, and I said, he's like, "Man, I don't got any." Call Lee. He might have some. He cooks with pit maker. All right. So I call Lee Hickle. Answers. "Hey, man, you got a charcoal?" "Yeah, I got a bag. Come over here and get it." So we walk halfway across the NRG parking lot, walk into Pitmaker's tent. And there's Lee, and they got a bag of charcoal. I try to give him like $50 for this charcoal. I said, "You're a lifesaver, man. Here's $50 for a bag of charcoal." George Shore and all them guys, "Man, don't worry about it. Just if you hit first place chicken, you need to put hashtag Pitmaker." And you can ask Lance, ask Matt. We all laughed. We're like, "It's not going to happen." He's like, "No, seriously, you hit first chicken, we're going to know why. You put hashtag Pitmaker. That ain't going to happen." Whatever. Walk out, "Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Good luck." And we cooked our hearts out, man. And our rep came by, and he ate the chicken. He said, "My God, that chicken is moist. It is absolutely ridiculous." And we're sitting there in our tent before they come back around, and we're like, "Well, we don't get no bells and whistles this year, boys." And literally 20 minutes, our rep walks in, and they're all blowing the whistles, and they got our finalist banner, and we're like, if everybody knows, brisket's my strongest category. I love brisket. Me and Matt and Lance look at each other. We're like, "Man, that's got to be brisket. It's got to be brisket," because that brisket was banging. It was phenomenal. And he looks at us, and we're like, "Yeah, we hit brisket." And our rep looks at us and goes, "No, it's chicken." And me and Matt and Lance look at it. We're like, "Chicken? There ain't no way that it's chicken." He's like, "Yeah, it's a chicken. Hurry up, get your guys together. We got to go to the stage." And so we went down there, and sure enough, man, it dropped. And so apparently Jason Sagmiller knew we hit first chicken before they even awarded everything, because he was up on the stage and he's seen the list of first chicken, and he's seen getting sauced. And he looked over at John Mercer and said, "I bet you $20 you hit first place chicken." And John Mercer was like, I'll bet you. So he's like, kind of cheated him out of it a little bit. So Jason Sagmiller knew we won it on stage before anybody else knew it, because he looked down at the list and saw it real quick. So
that's awesome. Hey, let me give a shout out to day one, Donna. What's up, Donna? Miss Donna. How she said, "Oh damn, I wish I could have tasted that chicken." That's a great story, man. And so I know the boys, Lance and Matt, and I know you guys were cooking, because I was with y'all that year before. So man, it was great to see you guys, and I actually walked up with you guys to that, when you had the finalist deal. So that was a really cool moment, and I could tell you guys were very excited about that. And
it was a blast, man.
Yes.
I took Houston twice, and I finaled both years.
Yes, you did.
We as a team, we finaled as both years.
Yeah, you were 10th place brisket and first place chicken. That's amazing, man. That is awesome.
Houston's been good to me. I like it. I love it. And so it's a thrill, man. And it's Houston Roadie, man.
All right, so we have a question here. So the 13 that you won this year, were you able to qualify for the JAG, and how does that work?
No, I didn't. I don't think I qualified. I think I got like 5 or something like that. But I think I got like 5, somewhere around in there.
I mean, that's cool. So are you gonna compete at the Royal this year? Are you going up there?
I'm debating on it, man. It's a long drive. I like the challenge. I like it, but it's a lot of money. It's tiresome just doing it. It's tiresome just driving to Trinity for 2 days. I could imagine driving to Missouri, driving to Kansas City, and cooking 4 meats with salad. I couldn't imagine.
I fly in.
Yeah, talent flies, Caleb. You don't know that, but talent flies. That's Caleb.
Yeah, I mean, if somebody wants to fly me and they got a Jambo, man, yeah, I'll come cook your brisket. You know, I feel like that's my strongest category. You know, I'll come throw down some main irons. You know.
I don't know about all that. I don't mean, are you that good? I wanted to go to the barbecue cook-off, but the weather was so bad. Yeah, day one, Donna. But next year it'll be cold, or it'll be raining, or it'll be or it could be perfect. You never know. That's the joy of being here in Houston, Texas, in February. Matt Carr says he'll drive you a Podna. You never know. You could can lightning strike twice? You never know. All right, Caleb. Before we let you get out of here, any shout outs you want to, and are any other more questions, Case, Han, or anybody in the chat that wants to add any more questions?
Spit it out.
He's in no rush, but we are in an hour and 15 minutes. And you've been amazing, by the way. You've been amazing. This is your first time guest on the show, and it's been a long time coming, but you absolutely deserved it. And you are, Caleb, you are not the persona that you put out there online. I will tell you everybody that. I've told everybody that, man, I have a great relationship with him. I've never had an issue with him at all. You know, I know
I can say
Case.
This. I'm on my cell phone because Russians hacked my computer somehow during this show. So I have a whole reset going down in Russian language on my computer. So I don't know how that happened. We've done 5 years of shows and I've never had a Russian hack my computer, but it's going on right now.
I can't have a show without the arrow. All right, okay. What the hell is this all about? Arrow. I've seen this probably 5 times already tonight from Brian Fox. Arrow and Gant. What the hell is this?
So I'll put it out there. When we first started cooking together, Kevin Caldwell messaged Brian and said, "Hey man, you're hanging out with Caleb. You're starting to act like him, becoming arrogant. I don't know, whatever he
Y'all gonna start sharing. Y'all are complete opposites when you look at each other.
And so that's what he told Brian. Brian's like, "Look, I'm my own person. You know, I'm a grown man. You know, I am who I am. You know." And so it became with the joke, and we're like, "Well, if Kevin Caldwell says you're arrogant, let's be arrogant together. You be Arrow because you're skinny like an arrow, and I'll be, Gant." So,
like a giant.
Yeah, giant. There we go. So that's where the word arrogant came from, and
the perfect 10. I mean,
the perfect 10. We were gonna have shirts made when we GC'd. I GC'd and he reserved Peanut Festival. It was funny because we both won custom barbecue pits that said Dos Pendejos because that was who the sponsor was. Well, come to find out, it meant 2 assholes, and so the guys that GC'd and reserved were two assholes. So,
what?
So,
all right.
And I did a comic leading up to the show. Like, Brian said, I can't believe we're going on a show after we talked so much shit about this show. So, wait, what is this? What?
You're not talking smack, just friendly banter,
What we come up in conversation between you, Arrow, or whatever the hell you call each other. You're more like Ricky Bobby and Cal Naughton Jr. And you're more like Ricky Bobby.
Yeah, I don't. Man, I mean, we talked so much crap about everything. I don't even remember what was said, to be honest with you.
Okay, that's fine. So, if you want to backtrack, it's fine.
I have no problem.
I think a lot of people tuned in to see some fireworks, and Case and Caleb Hahn. No one knew y'all were brothers before tonight. I mean, it was cool. So, the fireworks didn't really happen, but I think we've kind of introduced the real Caleb out there because a lot of people, you trust me, Caleb. I talked about it earlier. You did do or post what you post to get you rile up some people, and it's fun. I appreciate when you do it. It's fun to me. But any interactions that you and I have had together have been great. And a lot of people here in the comments kind of had those same interactions. Aaron Leslie has mentioned that you're a great dude. There's Caleb, is always a great guy to hang with. Jackie Milligan, she's killing it out. Has been killing it for a number of years. Congratulations on a fantastic year, incredible accomplishment, dude. Jason Druin, old Jaybird, he said you suck. By the way, this show sucks. So did the guest. It's all good. But Matt Carr is part of your team. It's good. Jared McCrory wants to know about your favorite whiskey. What is your favorite whiskey?
And I don't know. I own a bar, so I mean, I get so many. Regular drinking whiskey, probably Crown, and then if I'm at the bar, some Whistle Pig or some
hashtag Caldwell approved.
Yeah,
the Arrogant. We had a great year. Let people talk. I mean, wow. Brian, come on, Brian. No one's talking. No one's talking, Brian. No one's talking.
How about this? Brian, I hope you have a good year next year. If you get 84 GCs, Brian Fox, you're on the show.
Tara Stafford, Caleb is definitely not as mean as he comes across online. Yes, we know. He's a big teddy bear. Can't take fireball shots out of the front pockets for shit, though.
No.
Hashtag Jim Beam. That's Aaron Leslie's. We got another Twitch comment. Social Hardcore Whiskey. Read that, Case.
I'm on my phone now. I'm on my phone because the Russians have broke my computer.
The show's not over, but we are about to let Caleb go. Caleb, thank you so much for coming on the show. Is there anything before we let you go that you want to talk about before we let you get out of here? Because, hey, this is your first time on the show. We appreciate you going on there. We're about to have our 5-year anniversary. Hopefully you can make it to the party.
He wouldn't drive to Tomball last week. Now we're going to give him a drive to Cypress.
He should go to Hempstead. He's got it. He's going to, I think he should go to Hempstead and cook. You never know.
Never know, man. But no, thanks for having me, and it's fun. It's been real fun. Like I said, I'm about to release the flyer for the class. Add me on Facebook. You ever see me at a cook-off? I'm not hard to spot because obviously I'm 6'2" and 400-something pounds. But
I had you at 325.
I am the IBCA Joe Pierce. That's what everyone tells me. And me and Joe Pierce, we talk on Facebook all the time. We're like, that's my twin, So me and Joe Pierce are kind of resemble each other. But like I said, if you ever see me at a cook-off, man, come up and talk to me. And like I said, I'll release my class flyer and hit me up if you got any messages. My inbox is always open. So.
All right, Caleb. Well, thank you so much for coming on the show. I know it has been a long time coming, but this will not be your last time on the show. I understand that, and I guarantee this will not be the last time on the show. So thanks for coming on, brother. We appreciate you, and congratulations on an outstanding year. It has been fun to watch for sure. So we'll see you down the line for sure.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
All right, there he was, Caleb Warden from Kickin Kajun Smokehouse. Case was a long time coming. What do you think about that, Bubba?
Yeah, it was good. I think for a lot of people out there, we talk cooks talk, and people have opinions, and they fly pretty regularly. He admits it, right? But, maybe there's somebody out there that saw something, maybe a different light. And maybe they do approach and see a common interest, or can shoot the shit a little bit. And so it's it's good. I'm glad he was able to come on. He deserves to be on the show. Just a remarkable year, cook of the year. No one's ever going to take that away from him. 13 GCs this year, just an absolutely dominating performance. Got to see one live in Columbus, and so it's just a fantastic year. I still think he has something to do with Russians hacking into my computer. I'm not sure that'll ever come back alive. It's just dead right now. So I don't know how much battery I got on this phone, but we're on back up.
Sean Trainer, great show. Definitely worth the time. Well, besides that you don't have a lot of time on your show, let's get to I love it. My Twitch guys are coming in. My YouTube guys are coming in. We still had at our height 97,000 people. Caleb brought the people here, and that's great to see. So let's get to the upcoming event segment, the Briscoe Ranch Cook-Off at the Crossroads upcoming event segment. That's going to be happening December 9th and 10th, 2022 in Uvalde, Texas. Yes, this is happening. People, here we go. In the Champions Barbecue Alliance, we have Celebration that is coming up this weekend in Sealy, Texas. You may, I don't know, I got a call this afternoon. I wasn't going to plan on doing it, but it may still happen for Team Bullhorn Barbecue. We may be in Celebration or in Sealy, Texas for the Celebration contest. Next weekend, of course, we have the Hempstead Watermelon Festival that is tied into our big 5-year anniversary party. And then we also have the Buffalo Springs Lake King of the Grill in Lubbock, Texas. That is next weekend. But this weekend is the Celebration 2022 over in the IBCA. There is nothing coming up this weekend. I believe they have their annual.
In August.
Well, I don't know what's going on. I didn't see anything on the calendar for this weekend. Next weekend, they have the Midsummer Festival in Katy, Texas. And then we have the Quail Creek Volunteer Fire Department Cook-Off in Victoria, Texas. And over in the Lone Star Barbecue Society Cook-Off, we have Under the Mountains in Santa Ana and Nothing in the Outlaw for this coming weekend. All right, so that's going to bring us to the Bull Printing Wraps and Graphics wrap-up recap. Real quick before we get to that, talk a little bit about the Uvalde Briscoe Ranch Cook-Off at the Crossroads Cook-Off in Uvalde, Texas, and all that event center over there, Case.
Yeah, so coming up December, fantastic cook-off in Uvalde. If you haven't already signed up, you should. It's a well-run cook-off. It's a who's who cook-off. Lots of really good teams out there. Fantastic facility. Big-time cook-off, and it's worth the trip. West for us, wherever the hell you're coming from, make your trip down to Uvalde or up to Uvalde, depending on which direction, and you'll definitely enjoy your time. Really unique awards, great ceremony, big crowd, and so getting to walk there, getting a call there is a big deal, especially because you get to do it in front of so many of your barbecue friends, and that's what it's all about. Can't hear you. Rob, turn your mic on.
Golly, thank you very much. All right. Over in the Bull Printing Wraps and Graphics wrap-up recap, we had over in the Champions Barbecue Alliance, we have the High Stakes in Edinburgh. This is a classic, big-time cook-off over in Edinburgh. Been going on for a number of years. Grand champion this year was Ruben Ramirez from Team Bufa. RGC was Danny Salas. Los Cuñados Barbecue. And over in the Shiner Half Moon Holidays, the grand champion was Gordon McCleary with Smokealicious Barbecue, and the RGC was Roger De La Paz from Texas, Fired Up Grillers. And I forgot to mention the overall grand champion for the steak and the high stakes barbecue contest was Rini Gonzalez from Gonzalez Family Barbecue, and that is hashtag Blow and Smoke AP Rub. Congratulations. Yes, I know, no sound. He corrected me. You got it. All right, this guy, I'm from Argentina. I'm interested in the barbecue of the countries. Well, Social Hardcore 3, message me. You can find me on email, rob@bullhornbbq.com. You can email me, and I will give you any tips or anything I can do to help you out. That'd be great.
I'll give you a tip.
We'll give you some tips for sure. Okay.
Yep.
Oh my gosh, Case, be quiet. All right, over in the IBCA, the 75th annual Fishing Fiesta. You and I have done that one for sure, right?
No, you have done that one.
I've done that one. All right. The grand champion was Alex Castro from Houston Barbecue, which I love his logo. The RGC was Reginald Wynn from Smoky Wynn's Barbecue. All right, we talked about it in Trinity, Texas. Beat the Heat, day 1. Grand champion was Jerry Cardenas from Loaded Smoke. RGC was Vinny McNamara from Steel Smoke Barbecue. And over in the Beat the Heat, day 2, grand champion Jerry Cardenas from Loaded Smoke. RGC was Scotty Bryce and Anna Bryce from East Texas Smokers in the day 2-day overall grand champion was Jerry Cardenas from Loaded Smoke. Congratulations.
I wonder who's leading the IBCA points for this year.
Yeah, that'd be Jerry Cardenas. All right, that was going to do it for the bull printing wraps and graphics. Case, talk about some bull printing.
Yeah, the guys at Bull Printing Wraps and Graphics are by far the best in the business when it comes to large-scale printing. You name it, whether it's commercial, residential, just for the hell of it, wrapping your barbecue trailers, your barbecue pits. When it comes to printing large-scale, there's no doubt that the guys at Bull Printing over at 249 and the Beltway, which is right by my office. So you go to Bull Printing, if you just call me, we'll go eat some lunch. We might even get Rob to go now that he's back in his office, too. So.
James Dodson, he was late to the party. Well, James, I was late to the party today as well. You have to watch it again. You can watch it on Twitch. You can watch it on YouTube. You can watch it on Facebook. All right, guys, so that is going to wrap up the show for tonight. But I do want to remind you, we have our 5-year anniversary tomorrow. I will be posting a nice little remembrance of our first show beginning tomorrow at 7/7/2017. That was the first show of the So Smoking Gooder show. So that'll be tomorrow, 7/7/2022, to our 5-year anniversary officially. But we will be celebrating next Thursday, July 14th, at the Cypress Rose Hill Beer Garden. We're going to have a great time. Joey Machado, he's got some chef friends, Grant Pinkerton, Brandon Ryder. We've got, Willie T. There's some other guys that are going to be out there cooking. And then, of course,
I'm skipping bowling, so a bunch of them better show up.
Case Hahn will be there. Maybe Wade Whitlow, our first ever guest. And not only that, 50 of y'all have already RSVP'd for this thing. So we're going to have a great time for sure. I did find out tonight while we were doing our pre-party party that karaoke will be happening next Thursday at the Cypress Rose Hill Beer Garden. And for those that don't know, I may sing a song or two dedicated to this show. Case, you know you love it. You know you love it. And I appreciate everybody at the Tom Ball VFW watching this show. Drink. Yes. So, all right, Case, let's wrap this show up. Let's get out of here.
Yeah, good conversation with our IBCA champ, top cook of the year, Mr. Caleb Warden, tonight. Next week, big time, 5 years doing it. Really enjoyed the last 5 years. Talked to so many wonderful people in barbecue. We can't wait to get and see a bunch of you, hopefully in person next week in Cypress on Thursday night. Don't forget. So if you're sitting around and you're bored on Wednesday, not knowing what to do, it's because we'll be on Thursday. But don't sit behind your computer screen if you can. Come out to Cypress and come say hello. And you guys that are coming in for the Watermelon Festival, come in early, drink a few beers, and hang out with us. And, let's have a good time.
Absolutely. Again, what Case said, do not show up. We're going to have a great time. You're going to be missing it if you do not. A lot of guys ordered shirts. We will have those shirts for you guys at the party. And we may have a handful to sell, but not a whole bunch because this was a big pre-order push. So, again, like Kay said, do not hesitate to come out there next Thursday, July 14th. We're going to start this thing at 6 p.m. Joey Machado and crew and his chef friends will be throwing down some great food. We will have a great time. We hope you guys join us out there. It's going to be a fun time out there for all of us, celebrating 5 years on this thing. Can you believe that, Case?
Nope.
I cannot either. That's amazing. All right, Case, close us out. Get us out of here.
As always, good to be with each and every one of you out there in Barbecue Nation. You too, I guess, California. Good night.
Good night. We'll see you next Thursday right here. Actually, next Wednesday, we'll have a 5-year show. Next Thursday, we'll see you in person. Late.